because of the way they fried it.
Okay, we're live.
All right, welcome everybody to our finance meeting for February. So, Michael, you want to come up and give us the report, please, sir?
Good evening, everybody. Everybody survived the snow okay? All right. You should have your budget packet that we put inside your packet. The first thing we're going to look at is our sales tax comparison. In December of 2024, we had $351,136.32 that came in. That would have been for the month of October. October sales, they collected in October, remitted to the state in November, and we get it in December. Made us finish out our year at 3.377, which was a little bit over $100,000 over 2023. Some things that I kind of looked at this report to kind of get a little more information off of it. I did put the inflationary rates down here for the end of the years so you could see what the inflation was at the end of the year. When I was printing out this report, the U.S. Labor Department showed that the inflation rate for 2024 was 2.70. I looked at it yesterday and it actually is showing 2.90. So it did go up a little bit, but they're showing it as 2.90. Another thing that I found that was kind of interesting is 8 of our months in 2024 were the highest months we had ever had in those months for collection. So we had some really high months in 2024. Our numbers for 2025 are coming in really good. Our number for that we got for January, which was November, was $263,000, and our number for February, which was for December, was $263,798, which is the highest December we've ever had. So that we've collected for December. So real excited about that. It looks like a lot of the efforts for December bringing people in had helped with that. The next page, page 2, this is just kind of a little informational page. We talked a little bit about this last month. So I did a little chart on it. This is our service fee that we pay to the state for collecting our sales tax. So you'll see that we paid them $123,552 just to collect our tax. They paid us $16,000 in interest, so we netted out a total of our costs $107,413. And that's what it cost us for them to collect our tax. Next page.
That's not included in this figure.
No, the net number.
That.
The net number is the 107. Well, I mean, the interest is, yeah.
This is the 3% that they're charging us?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We've been working with the Municipal League for 4 or 5 years to try to get them to reduce that from 3% to 1%, because back in 1960 they were doing it by hand. The calculators and everything. Now with computers, they can do it automatically almost, and so they're still collecting 3%. And we're saying, that's our money, but they're still keeping it. So we'll see. We're still working on it with Municipal League.
Have they said anything lately?
Huh?
Have they said anything lately to you about it?
Oh, every time. Yeah.
Every time?
Yeah, every session.
And page 3 is the charts to kind of show you the bar charts in regards to the monthly for 22, 23, and 24. The next page, page 4, this is the cost of sales and use tax distribution. Shows that the money was collected in October, remitted to us or remitted to the state in November, and we got it in December. And it shows that out of our general fund, $264,000 went to our general fund, $61,000 went to streets, $65,000 went to parks, and $25,000 went to bonds. Starting in '25, one of the things that I'm going to add to this sheet is I'm going to start adding an annual column out to the end so that y'all can see exactly how much, where the taxes are going in a bulk amount. So for the year of 2024, we collected just a little over $4 million in taxes, in these taxes. Out of that $4 million, $2.4 million of it went to the general fund, $591,000 went to the street fund, $633,000 went to parks, and $301,000 went to pay our bond payment. So that's kind of, I'm going to start giving you an annual so that you can see how much parks is getting totally off of their tax, how much streets is getting totally off their tax, so that we can see those numbers. So that's coming in 2025. Preview. Page 5 is just the breakdown of the taxes from the state, showing you those different percentages. Next one is the 2024 sales tax collected. It's showing you that in the month of December, $67,000 was collected by food and beverage, $117,000 was collected by lodging, all other industries collected $243,000. That equates to an overall 16% for food and lodging, or food and beverage, 22% for lodging, and 62% for the other areas. Okay. The next few pages on that is just the detail that goes behind that chart, so that you can kind of see where those numbers came from. The next page, page 16 of 41, you should have one kind of slid in there that's gray. The reason why is somehow when we were doing these, on the one that's in your book, on the 2024 budgeted amount for the water sewer, we got some wrong numbers in there somehow. I don't know. But so this gray one is correct. We had projected $13.5 million coming in revenue, and we got $12.3 million. We had projected expenses of $13 million, and we had expenses of $13.4 million. This accumulated in a loss of $1 million. But when you go back and you add the capital infusions that we had put in there, which are included in this budgeted amount, are those beginning fund balances, which are monies that we knew we were going to have to put in. $187,000 of it went into the general fund, from the general fund capital to purchase some capital stuff. $712,000 went from I&I reserves for water sewer, and $40,000 went into the street fund. We also loaned $431,000 to the water department. The $325,597 that you see on there, that's where we moved the ARPA money into the water and sewer department. Basically what we had to do by the end of 2024, we either had to have that money dedicated to a specific project with all of the details on it, or we had to use it as a revenue replacement for wages. And so what we did is we moved it into the water sewer department. We passed an ordinance on this. We moved it into the water sewer department and shown that it was used to pay the wages, some of the wages for 2024. That frees that wage money up to be able to be used on other items in the water sewer department. So like when you get to the comparative bank balances in a minute, you're going to see that the water sewer department has a nice balance in it. So we'll point that out in a minute. But that's our revenue and expenditures. Yes, sir.
I just want to make a comment, and that is in regards to the council back when it was done, that it was not an easy decision to initiate that I&I fund, but we knew we had to do something. We did that, and this is a perfect example. And what we did was not enough, but it was the right direction.
Yes.
It was kind of the blind leading the blind. we stepped out there, and it's 700 some thousand dollars that we would not have had otherwise.
Right,
That would have come out of some other place.
Yes.
And so, you know, it certainly not all we needed, but it was the right
It
direction.
was a big chunk of it.
Yeah, it sure was.
It was a real big.
Well, it paid off 2 bonds as well.
No,
Yeah.
The I&I didn't pay off any
No.
bonds.
Not the I&I.
The I&I was
Didn't it
just
pay
free.
off those sewer bonds?
No, we had
That's
other money
what
for
Lonnie
that.
told me.
No, the I&I is strictly for
Yeah, it didn't-
capital.
yeah, it didn't.
And that was to replace, if you remember right, we tried to pass a 1 cent sales tax with a sunset clause, where a quarter of it went to the auditorium and 3/4 went to water and sewer, which failed. And so then we ended up having to do the I&I.
Well, right after we did the I&I, Lonnie came up and said, we got money to pay off these bonds.
We did, but it wasn't from the
yeah,
I&I.
it wasn't
It
that.
wasn't from that.
No,
No.
I wonder where that money came from.
out of Lonnie's pocket, I'm sure.
It was your Christmas bonus.
Circus
There you
circus
go.
money?
Yeah,
It's the
circus
circus
money.
money.
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay.
We actually doubled up what we did. Lonnie went ahead and we doubled up some of our payments, is what it was. So
Yeah.
that's how we ended up paying it off. We didn't pay it off in one lump sum. We had doubled up the payments on that.
Well, the payments were coming from water and sewer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. The next few pages are the detail on that. And this is a good segue into the next page, which is the comparative bank balances. And you can kind of see some of that we're talking about.
What page number, please?
38.
38.
If you look about 2/3 of the way down, you'll see water and sewer, where we've been running a balance of 13,000, 20,000, 22,000, 66,000. We now have 347,000 in the water sewer department. So that's that infusion of that 325,000. And up at the top, you'll see on the second line, the American Rescue Plan, 325,000. That's now down to 0 and closed out. So we started the year, or we ended December 31st of 2023 with $7.1, almost $7.2 million in the bank. We ended December 31st, 2024 with $6.3, almost $6.4 million in the bank. So even with all of the money that we put into the capital, with all the money we put into the water sewer, with everything that was going on, we burned through about $800,000 in cash. So with everything that happened, that's pretty good. With everything that we went through last year. Okay. Then the next page is our long-term liabilities. And this is our bond payment. We won't have an interest payment until April 1st of 2025, and then we'll have our regular principal payment in October of 2025. What we paid in 2024, we paid about $16,591 in interest and a principal of $285,748. The second set of numbers is our solar lease project. That's just where we're showing what our payments are and how much we have to pay every month. And then our investments down at the bottom, everything is invested. Our first thing that matures is going to be March of 2025. We have 3 CDs that'll be coming due then. So we'll be putting those out for bid in March. The last page is showing our Carroll Boone Water District monthly payments. In December of 23, we paid them $43,000 for November, and in 24, we paid them $41,000 for November. So paid them a little bit less. So over the year, we were pretty about equal. In 23, we paid them $630,400. 2024, we paid them $630,352. So even though we had some huge leaks, the things that Simon was able to do to mitigate those leaks and other leaks brought us more to where was an average year. And then our monthly billing for 2024 was total billed was $222,975.29. That does include the increase. That's the first month that was billed with the increase. And that's what we have. Does anybody have any questions on anything? Yes, sir.
Now that Walmart is delivering to Eureka Springs, we'll get a sales tax from that, won't we? If I get on my phone and order my food from Walmart, it's from Eureka Springs, Arkansas, just like if I'd ordered something from Walmart.com.
City clerk, got any thoughts on that?
Thanks.
I know there is some categories for that in the sales tax. It'll depend on how Walmart ends up reporting it. But there could be.
Is that through, does Walmart use a service? Like, is it DoorDash or is
No.
it through Walmart?
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, is it like when you say your deliveries, your home deliveries, when you order groceries, you pay Walmart, you don't pay DoorDash? I mean, there's a charge for them to deliver it, and
I know, but then they wouldn't be the one that delivered it, though.
Harry, have you looked to see what the
You'd
tax
be buying
rate is on
it
that?
from Berryville, and
Have you
then
looked to see what the tax
DoorDash would be
rate
providing
is?
the delivery.
No, I haven't.
Because we're not the
ordered.
same taxes as Berryville, are we? So it would be interesting to see,
Food tax would be the same.
would it?
I think so, wouldn't it?
I don't think the food tax would be, but the sales tax is different, I think.
We need to find somebody who's done it and look at their receipt.
Yeah,
Order some, Harry.
I'm
I will.
boycotting them right now. I can't do it.
Give him something to do.
I'm boycotting so many companies, I'm going to starve.
Yes, sir. Oh, what is that you're bringing up, my friend?
Did everybody get one of these in the mail?
Yes.
oh yeah.
Are we supposed to do anything with them, or you just hold on to them? or-
Yeah, we'll bring it before the council at the next council meeting. We just have to have a resolution that I brought it and you saw it and approved it and everything. But since we just got ours today. I just got mine today. So we have, you have to bring it up at the next council meeting unless you don't get it 10 days before that council meeting, and then you can do it at the next council meeting. So we'll do it at the next
Yeah,
council
I just
meeting.
got it.
We're part of the early release. They released the ones that were really good in the beginning, and so we were part of the early release.
Hey,
The water rate study, is that going to be ready next meeting?
Yes, we've got that. We do have that in hand. With all being out all last week and everything, I haven't got to review it like I want to. But we will have that in hand at the next meeting to talk about. So yep,
We're
we have it.
going to try to do it if the council wants to, probably meet at 5 o'clock to go over the water rate study.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree with that. I think it'll take some time because we've got to decide.
Yeah, because it's not, it's pretty detailed and it's
Yeah.
pretty in-depth. It's not something that's just a sheet that says you need to do
Is
this.
an hour enough?
Yeah, I think hour's enough. Because all it really does, the basis of the report is what it kind of does is it shows you, here's water if you don't do anything, here's water if you do the rate increases that you need to do, here's sewer, and here, it compares them like that. So it's pretty, you can kind of put them side by side and look at them, but it'll take a minute to go over it, so.
Yeah, I think there are 3 separate bulletins that come with the rate study. So you got the water, sewer, and I guess a combination of the 3, or the 2.
Good.
Yeah.
Good, that's good.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the engineer guy said last week. They can take 5 minutes worth of stuff and make it into a 50-page report.
Oh, yeah.
That's how us accountants are too,
Well, we got to make some decisions as to.
Yes. Well, the next increase that they are suggesting is in July. So, we got a few months before that to make that decision, but that would be the earliest that they're suggesting any type of increase. So, which that we kind of knew that, so.
All right, anybody else have anything on the budget? I think overall, for the year, considering where we were and what we've ended up with, we did, pretty good on there. So, Michael, you did a good job of projecting our budgets, and all the department heads did a good job in trying to keep them within the budgets too. So, on there. All right.
Hey, Michael, sorry. Real quick, I was waiting for a receipt from Walmart to come in. You had a question about it?
What did what does it say on the sales tax?
Sorry. It is.
Did it charge you?
It just says tax and then a driver tip.
How much was that? I mean, it doesn't give you a percentage of what the tax was?
It doesn't give a percentage. It was, let's see, my order was $51.44 and they charged, the tax was
You could
$2.86.
back it in.
Oh, sorry. The subtotal was $51.44 and the tax was $2.86.
That's awful cheap.
And they do
Not
charge
even
you a
10%.
driver, they automatically put a driver tip in there.
That wouldn't even been 10% tax though. At $2 on $50, that'd be like 5%. Less than that.
That's,
Because wouldn't 10% would be $5 on $50. I don't know, we'll have to print one out and
what
look
did
at
you
it.
buy, food?
That is none of your business.
Sorry.
Could have been squirt guns.
Rachel, I wanted to welcome you, and if you have any questions, I put in your packet the 2025 budget that we had already approved. Everybody else had a copy of that, so I had them put one in your packet so that you would have that, and then this is our monthly packet that we have. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to call and ask or email me or whatever. So,
Appreciate that, Michael. Thank you.
welcome. All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks, Michael. Yeah, we used to.
All right, I guess that concludes our budget meeting. So we reconvene at 6 o'clock for our normal city council meeting.